You can put in any books you want to read. For example, you can see the non-fiction books she's got here. You can also put in quotes, which I think is quite brilliant. So you can see the quotes she's got here. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adeola Mosaku, and in today's video we are going to be looking at good habits for 2021. If you're new here, welcome to the community of Know About It. I talk about things you might not know about. I talk about how to organize your lives, how to organize your own. I talk about design. I also do talk about things that can put money back into your pocket. And if you're already here, thanks, because you're awesome. If you're already subscribed to my channel, you're very awesome, and thank you so much. Now let's get right into the video. We are now in January 2021, and this is the time of the year where most of us sit down and write down our goals, or at least set our goals for the year. Nothing wrong with that. What we're going to be talking about today is developing good habits that would allow you to achieve those goals. And beyond achieving those goals, you also want to have a healthy lifestyle. For example, if you wanted to lose weight and you went into maybe just juicing or finding a quick way of losing weight, there are many diets out there, and you decide to give yourself a goal for 6 months. At the end of that 6 months, yes, you might have lost weight, but doesn't mean you've developed a good habit. A good habit would be to eat healthy and maybe to pick up running as an exercise. You might just do it for 10 minutes a day, but that's an habit. When you've actually lost weight, at the end of how many months it takes you to get to where you want to, you can still enjoy running. It's a habit that you've developed that you can sustain for the rest of your life. Before we go into good habits, let's look at success. For most of us, we live in a day and age whereby Instagram, Facebook, everything is fast. You want it fast. But if you want to be successful, you are going to need to be consistent for a long time. Let's look at lawyers or doctors or professionals, for example. You have to go to primary school, secondary school, you have to go to the law school, or you have to do some training, you have to go to university. These things take time to be successful. Same thing as a typical paying off your mortgage. Most of us, you would take between 15 to 30 years to pay off your mortgage. These things take time. Don't fall into the trap of, I'm gonna start this now and I need it to be successful by tomorrow or by the end of the year. Do your research and find out how long people in your shoes or people who are doing what you're doing, how long it's taking them to be successful. We're all individuals. I know it will take us different times, but success is not developed overnight. My first good habit would be to start small. Start small. For example, let's say if you wanted to start reading daily, which is a good habit, what you can do is start with reading just 1 page a day. That would make sure that you get into the rhythm of it. And once you've done that, you can then make things easy for yourself, which will lead me to my next point. Making things easy for yourself means that you can either join a book club, or maybe you want to do audio books, which means if you go for a run, you can put in your earphones and still listen to a good book. If you're like me or likes paper, you can have a book in your car, or you can get rid of your TV in your room and put a book in there instead. Same thing goes as if you want to start drinking more water. Put water all over your house. Make it obvious and make it easy for you to drink water. Same thing goes as if you want to go to the gym. If you want to exercise more and live more healthy, what you can do is make sure you have all your gym gear ready, packed in the bag for you to use the next day. I know most of us are at home at the moment. You don't have to go to the gym physically, but you can also have all that ready for where you would normally have your exercise. For example, most of you might have your exercise in your living room because everything is online at the moment. You can decide to make sure that your gym gear is ready for the next day. Some people actually do wear their gym gear to bed so that when they wake up in the morning, they're already in that mindset of doing their exercise. So just make it obvious and as easy as possible for yourself to develop a good habit. Point number 3, write everything down. Our brain functions in such a way that once you know you've put something in your mind that you need to do something, it's gonna keep reminding you until you've done it. Have you ever been grocery shopping before where you've been without your list, and you buy everything you think you had on your mind to buy, except for the one thing you really went in there to buy. But then even before you leave, you have that feeling of, am I still missing something? But then you get home and you realize that one thing you went in to buy, you didn't actually buy it. This is where the power of writing things down would help you. If you want to achieve, if you want to do anything, write it down first. There are many softwares or websites and apps that are really good that you can capture everything you're thinking about. Write it down so you can have a clear mind. I use Notion, and I will show you in a short while how to use it as well if you're interested in using that. Next habit you want to develop is do your research. For example, for me this year, I want to start publishing my blog. And one of the first things I did is do my research. I found out that I do need to have a website, I do need to have a hosting site, I do need to pay for these things. Those are things I didn't know about, but having done that research gives me a clearer view of what to expect, what to do, and how long success might look like. I know it's not like when I put out a blog this week, by next month it's just gonna blow. That would not be realistic for me to expect. I know that I can also start small, which means that I would be posting a blog once every week. So I can start small by doing that same thing as we said earlier. If you're reading, you can start by reading 1 page a day. So I'll start small and then see how I develop from there. This brings me to my next point, which is eat a frog in the morning every day. So if you know that you don't really like or fancy working out every day, but you have to develop a good habit, what you can do is, like I mentioned earlier, if you've got your activewear to bed, if you wear it to bed, and then in the morning it's easy for you to just get on with it, do it in the morning, do it first thing, and that's done and over with. For me, when I'm developing my blog, I do know that the content there is not so much the issue for me, but actually developing the website, having to figure out which is a hosting and what works, what doesn't work, and how to set it up was one of my biggest challenges, something I was training for a long time. So I've done that out of the way. So I'm ready to now start putting content out there. So if you know you've got a process of things to follow, look for the things you find quite hard to do. If you can do them first, get that done and over with, and then you can easily get on with the rest of the tasks you need to do. Another good habit you can develop is swapping your bad habits for your good habits. Let me give you an example. If you're sweet-toothed like me and you like to have loads of sugar, what you can do is try and reduce that sugar by reducing the amount of sweets and chocolates and biscuits that you buy in the house, or maybe eliminate some kind of like fizzy drinks. I wouldn't say don't buy any at all, because if you do that, one day you're going to crave for one and you're just going to buy as much as you want. So reduce the amount of sweets and sugar you've got inside and have more fruits and vegetables. So what I used to do is I used to have loads of cups of teas and coffee, because I really don't get thirsty to drink water. I can go for a couple of days without drinking water, but what I do, instead of having tea and coffee 3, 4, 5 times a day, I now have hot water. So that's one way of you replacing your bad habit with your good habit. An important part of developing a good habit is making sure it's satisfying. If you've decided to walk 10,000 steps a day and you do it for a month or for 2 weeks, it's worth definitely celebrating with your family and friends. Some of you might actually put it on Facebook or on Instagram to say, I set out to do this and I've actually done it, and you celebrate what you've done. For me, it gives me great satisfaction when you write comments on Instagram or on YouTube to mention that what I have said and the kind of products I've kind of reviewed to you guys, or organizing tips I've given you, has actually helped you to get more organized. Actually gives me great joy. It's always a good thing to improve on your good habits, and the way to do that is to reset. What you want to do is make sure that you have regular times of going back at what you're doing and seeing what your results are, review it and see if you can improve on it. For example, when I said I like to drink water, I didn't just start by drinking 2 or 3 cups a day. What I started with is start with 1 cup, as we said before, start small, but then review in the next couple of weeks and see, okay, I can drink actually 2 cups and then go from there. Same thing goes as your finances. If you're going to be financially free, you won't set a budget in January and just think by December I will be financially free. You wouldn't do that. You would review it every month. You review your budgets every month to make sure that you're not paying things that you shouldn't be paying for, you're not going overdraft, you're saving where you actually need to save. So you would review your budget every month. We review different things at different stages depending on how often it's required. Same thing goes as weight loss. If you're going to be losing weight, you might want to go on the scale on a particular time of the day or of the month or of the year. So it just depends on where you're at, but it's always good to reset. Before we go into Notion, let me give you a little disclaimer. This video is not sponsored by Notion. It's just a site I think it's very useful and I'd like to share with you guys. So if you go into Notion and you download their free application, this is what you would see. So this is their starter page, which is very good. It has loads of videos for you to get started and to understand how the site works. As for me, what I've gone and done, I've gone and bought a Notion pack, life pack, because I was finding it kind of difficult to put everything down and to make it look pretty. I haven't got the time to do all of that at the same time, shoot videos, write a blog and everything else I have to do. So I looked into a lady called Michelle. I would also add a link down below so you can have a look at her videos and what she does with Notion. So I got this pack from her. And it's very simple, very easy to follow. So we talked about writing everything down. What you want to do here, you can go in. She's also got videos on her one as well, so you can see how things work. As you can see her video here. But here you can see if you click on Life-Notion 1, for example, you'll be able to see what kind of goals you might have want to set. Also, you can see the routines in terms of what you need to do on in the morning, in the midday, at downtown, and also in the evening. What I really like about this is it actually kind of categorizes what you need to do on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. You can track down everything, your to-do list, what you want to do, what you want to discuss. So you can personalize this as much as you want. I haven't really personalized this because I've got mine I was developing initially before I bought this, but this is a very good place to start if you don't want to develop yours from scratch. Also, another really good thing I liked about what she's done here, I'd like to show you quickly, is books. We said developing an habit of reading books, which I think is a really good one. She's got here Commonplace book, which is brilliant. So you can put in any books you want to read. For example, you can see non-fiction books she's got here. You can also put in quotes, which I think is quite brilliant. So you can see the quotes she's got here. So here you can literally just dump everything you're thinking about in terms of projects, in terms of what you should be doing day to day, what you can put your journals, you can put videos on here. So I find it as a very good software to use. Also, you can use it and download it as an app on your phone. So wherever you are really, and if you need to have a look at something quickly, you can easily do that. So getting things done can be quite straightforward if you've got a system that works for you. This is a productivity system or site that allows you to do that. And if you're into setting goals, developing good habits, I think this would really help. So you can have monthly or quarterly resets like we mentioned earlier. What do you need to reset on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a quarterly basis? You can write things down and make sure you're getting them done. I hope I've been able to motivate you to start a good habit. If you've liked anything I mentioned today, click on the like button, and if you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button and click the bell next to it. It means when I bring out a video like this, you will get notifications for it. Thank you so much for watching today, and see you in my next video.